Hi there and welcome to your LDC Juring Workshop screencast. In this screencast, I'll demonstrate how to use the juring functionality inside of LDC CoreTools. You've also been assigned a pre-workshop task to complete related to juring in LDC CoreTools. You should not begin or complete the task until you have watched this entire screencast. Submitting the pre-workshop task is mandatory and must be completed before you attend the in-person workshop. Watching this screencast and successfully completing the pre-workshop task ensure that you are well prepared to take part in the workshop. Before I begin the demo of the LDC CoreTools juring functionality, let me first tell you a bit more about the workshop itself. At the in-person workshop, Scale and LDC will provide comprehensive training to participants around the juring of modules and best practices for juring and for providing feedback to module authors. In that training, you will jury a series of practice anchor modules, which are actual LDC modules. Because all LDC juring is done online in LDC CoreTools, even for training purposes, you must have a laptop with you at the workshop. While LDC CoreTools is in the process of being optimized for use on tablets, at this time a laptop is still required for the workshop. Since the day of training focuses on actual juring, learning about best practices for juring, and hearing your questions, there will not be explicit technical training for using the online tools during the actual workshop. We expect you to be ready when you arrive. Therefore, the purpose of this screencast and the task that follows is to introduce you to the online juring functionality in LDC CoreTools and to ensure that you can perform the basic functions you'll need to perform during the workshop. After viewing this presentation and completing and submitting the task, you are free to practice and use the juring functionality as much as you want. If you need additional support with LDC CoreTools before the day of the workshop, we will provide office hours via webinars, so check your email for dates and times about those. If you cannot make one of the webinars, feel free to contact us to schedule one-on-one time, or you can meet with LDC staff before the workshop begins. Throughout the workshop, your facilitator will be directing you to access a series of modules that have been assigned to you in LDC CoreTools. For the most part, you will go to your queue found in the Jury tab in LDC CoreTools. Let's take a look at how to get there. As long as you are signed into LDC CoreTools, you will always see the Jury tab at the top of your screen. Here it is. Click it to open your jurying queue. Modules can be assigned to you to individually jury, or they can be assigned to you for consensus jurying, which means you and a partner will each individually jury the module and then compare, discuss, come to consensus, and leave a final consensus review. You see here one example of a module assigned for individual jurying, and then you see these other modules assigned for consensus jurying. I can find the options for the modules assigned for individual jurying right here, including the option to start jurying the module. For these modules that require consensus jurying, I don't have a start option yet for the consensus copy, nor can I do anything yet with my partner's individual copy. However, I can find the option to start my individual review of this module right here. On the day of the workshop, you will find a number of training modules assigned from LDC Juror Workshop in your jurying queue. They'll look very similar to these. The exact ones in your queue will depend on which content area breakout session you are assigned to. Here you see that I have been assigned to do consensus reviews with a partner for ELA anchor modules A, B, and C, as well as for an ELA calibration module. You also see here the demo module that I have been assigned to jury individually. We'll talk about this one more a bit later. At the workshop, your facilitator will tell you when it is time to start each of your individual reviews. I would do so by clicking the options on my individual review for the module and selecting Start to initiate a jury review. Whenever I start a review, I will see the full module rendered in my browser. I also see the juring control panel at the bottom. Along the right side, there are inline comment boxes available to me as well. If I want to only view the module, or if my facilitator tells me to just look at the module without engaging in any actual jurying, I can close the jury control panel at any time. Any jurying work you do in LDC CoreTools is automatically saved. You can close the jurying control panel, or leave CoreTools altogether and be assured that your jurying work has been saved. At times in this demo, you may see a save button as an option on the jury control panel, but don't worry, this option is no longer needed. I can close my jury control panel at any time and know that it has been auto-saved. I can then reopen it either by 1. scrolling to the bottom of the module and using the option there to start or resume my review, or by 2, finding the exact same options available in my jurying queue in the Jury tab. Before I demonstrate how to fully jury a module in LDC CoreTools, which you will need to be able to do during the workshop, let's first make sure you know how to fully navigate a module generally. I'm going to start by opening a full module from my jurying queue. I'm going to reduce the size of the jurying control panel for now. So there are several places within a module where there are more details to be displayed that require that you, the juror, take action if you want to see those details. Let's demonstrate each of those places so that you'll be able to find those details when you engage in jurying during the workshop. First, in Section 1, What Task, under Texts, you will often find hyperlinks and/or uploaded student texts that you might want to open and scan through to help you make determinations about the quality and appropriateness of the text for the module. You can click hyperlinks, which will open in separate tabs, and you can click on attachments to download them. PDF files will open in separate tabs in most browsers, while other file types will be downloaded so that you can then open them on your computer. Next, when you get to sections 2 and 3, What Skills and Instruction, you will probably want to judge the quality of the skills list in isolation from the instructional mini-tasks associated with each skill. So it is recommended that you click View Skills Only while you're jurying What Skills. Then, when you're ready to jury What Instruction, simply press View Instruction to reveal the mini-tasks associated with each skill. When you're reviewing instruction in the module, you are seeing each instructional mini-task's product name, prompt, and the pacing for that mini-task, but you are not seeing the full mini-task. When you need to see a full mini-task, simply click on it to open a preview that enables you to also see the mini-task's scoring guide, instructional strategies, attachments, and Common Core standards that are associated with it. Whenever you're viewing a mini-task preview in this way, you can toggle to see the next or previous mini-task by using these links here without having to return to the module itself. While each mini-task preview is a complete view of an individual mini-task, you can also click Go to Mini-task to fully open the mini-task, which enables you to access any attachments. If you do want to see the full instructional ladder with all of its mini-tasks details, including attachments, all fully displayed at once, you can also export the full module to a PDF and open it in a separate tab using the More Options feature. You can also sometimes find attachments to open under Instructional Resources, and you will often find samples of scored student work attached in Section 4, What Results. Now I'll demonstrate how to actually jury this module. When you start or resume a review for a module, the LDC CoreTools Jurying Control Panel appears. This control panel is what enables you to review the module. You can resize the jurying panel as much as you want. Since there are 2 main sections of the rubric, the LDC Teaching Task Scoring Guide and the LDC Instructional Ladder Scoring Guide, you can toggle between the 2 by clicking on each scoring guide's title. This allows you to expand or collapse each scoring guide as needed. Again, you can leave your review at any time and your review is auto-saved. You should only click Submit Review when you are entirely sure that you're done with your review of the module. You will not be able to edit your review after you click Submit, so only click Submit when you have ensured that you are completely done with your review of the module. And remember, you don't have to finish a review in one sitting. You can close a jury control panel or close out of CoreTools and return and resume later. Within each of the 2 scoring guides, you can toggle between the various rubric dimensions very easily. For any given rubric dimension, the control panel displays the appropriate scoring criteria. Every dimension can be scored either as work in progress, good to go, or exemplary. Also, a guiding question is available for each of the rubric's dimensions. To actually conduct the review, you should look closely at the part of the module that you are currently scoring and then determine which indicators listed across the rubric scoring levels apply to that module. You can click each indicator that applies. Then you can determine, based on a preponderance of the evidence, which rating you wish to assign to the module for that particular dimension. You do this by highlighting the appropriate box by clicking any blank space within that box or the title of the box itself. You can undo your score by clicking it again or by clicking a different box. Then you should be sure to use the Jurying Rubric's Add Comments feature for each dimension you rate to clarify your rating and to provide constructive feedback that will help the module authors improve their module. Also be aware that you can leave inline comments throughout the module using the LDC CoreTools module editor's comment bubbles. This will allow you to leave feedback applicable to specific areas of the module. Your job when jurying is to first look at the teaching task scoring guide and review each of the 4 dimensions: clarity and coherence, content, text, and writing product. You mark applicable indicators, leave a score for each dimension, and then add comments to clarify each score. You can leave optional inline comments throughout the module if you wish. Then you leave a holistic score for the teaching task following the same method. Next, you close the teaching task scoring guide and toggle to the LDC instructional ladder scoring guide and review each of its 3 dimensions: what skills, what instruction, and what results, once again marking appropriate indicators for each dimension, leaving a score for each dimension, and adding comments to clarify your scores. And of course, you leave a holistic score for the instructional ladder section as well. Once you're sure you are done reviewing every component of the module, you can click Submit Review. And you can always go back and view a read-only version of the review that you left. You can either go to the bottom of the module and find the review table and access it from there, or you can go to the Jury tab to find it there. In either place, you can either view the full review in context of the module, or you can view a summary. On the other hand, if the review I completed was an individual review that is part of a consensus review, I'll find my completed individual review up here, housed under the still not completed consensus review for the module. I am now able to view a read-only copy of my individual review if I wish, and I can also view a read-only copy of my partner's review, provided that he has already submitted it. He and I are both able to look at each other's reviews, have a consensus conversation, and then when we are ready, one of us can initiate the consensus review by clicking the options for it and then clicking Start Consensus Review. The system gives us the option of either beginning our consensus review by cloning one of our individual reviews or by creating a blank one. Regardless of which option we go with, we are able to complete and then submit this consensus review. So remember, on the day of the Juror Workshop, you will find all modules you will need to view and jury in the Jury tab inside of LDC CoreTools. Now that you have learned how jurying works in LDC CoreTools, you're ready to practice using the functionality on your own. You've been given an assignment to complete, jurying a demo module that must be submitted before the workshop. If you already had an existing LDC CoreTools account, this module was assigned to your account and can be found in your queue in the Jury tab. You may have also received an email alerting you that you've been assigned to jury this module. The module that you're required to complete and submit is Demo Module for Juror Workshop. If you don't see this module in your jury queue, or if you just now created your LDC CoreTools account, email me at rob@ldc.org and I can make sure the module is put in your queue. When you start your review of this demo module, you will find that it is not a real module with actual content in it. Instead, you will find 12 numbered tasks scattered throughout the module. These are straightforward tasks that require you to use the jury control panel to create and submit a review. Please complete all 12 tasks and submit your review when you are ready. Once you're sure that you've successfully completed all 12 tasks, you can click Submit Review, and then you're done. This task should help give you enough practice to be ready to jury in LDC CoreTools during the workshop. If you run into any problems or have any questions, there will be opportunities before the workshop to get extra help using LDC CoreTools. Also, you should feel free to engage in as much practice jurying in CoreTools on your own before the workshop. That concludes this screencast. Thank you for watching.